Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. This is episode 488 of the Ping Pong Flix Show. One of the biggest DC films update has happened today. And before Valentine's Day and before the 214 day, Matt Reeves dropped a little video clip of the Batman, of Robert Pattinson dressed up as the Batman, including some music from Michael Giacchino. Check it out yourself. Okay, well, that was a little tease, of course, of the costume reveal, and for for the sake of revealing things, I am very glad they did a camera test reveal, and we don't see him out in the open without the lighting and everything. We just I'm very happy that we get to see it revealed in this fashion. Much like how Zack Snyder showed his Batman with a one photograph, we get to see a little bit of the Batman in this one. I do notice you don't see the ears, but hopefully we'll get more of that later. But of course, these are the tweets Matt Reeves posted it on Vimeo. If you want to go check it out yourself, a lot of people has been posting that clip online on Twitter, however, so you get to see that as well. Shot by a gentleman named Greg Frazier, and here he says music is by Michael Giacchino. Giacchino. Yes, folks, that's my music in the video Matt just sent out. Enjoy. Wait till they hear it all. So that is indeed Batman's theme. Now let's get in a little closer to the video, to little shots here. Walt put up some high res shots for us to look at. Let's go right to the emblem. Just looking at this fashion and seeing little people, people going around saying those are two guns on his chest. I don't see. I guess you could kind of sort of see like it's handles for a gun, but I don't think so. It doesn't seem to be that way. But I am really surprised by how tech based it looks. So to the point, like when I first saw this come on screen, the first thought in mind was, one, it looks like Daredevil. It just feels like a Daredevil commercial from the Netflix Daredevil, which is a fantastic series on Netflix. But other than that, just looking at that, it really gives you the feel of like the Arkham games, right? That Arkham games that Rocksteady puts out, incredible, awesome games, and it's more very much tech based, like the armor just right, and you see some of that in the clip a little bit, unless he's just breathing and his shoulder pads just come up, but I am very shocked and very surprised to see this because initially we thought the Matt Reeves the Batman was going to be a detective noir type thing, right? And so when you're thinking detective noir, you kind of not really go into tech too much. You're thinking maybe he'll have a simple suit, a cloth, simple base cloth suit, and maybe even a trench coat type thing, which he actually kind of does. When you look further into the suit, he does have that collar, that almost a trench coat type collar to it, and how it comes down here, and a little bit of his mask has that feel as well, like that as well, and so it almost has both worlds. It has a tech-based armor, and that's what I'm just assuming, along with that kind of, I don't know, like the kind of suit that people were talking about, where it was kind of like a sewn together leather, and well, we can't really see what the ears look like. We don't know if it's long ears or short ears. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be short ears, but definitely we not really sure about that yet as yet. But it is intriguing. It is definitely a different look to than Ben Affleck's Batman. Definitely a different look to Christian Bale's Batman. This is to what my opinion is its own Batman, its own universe, and nothing to do with the DCEU. Kind of like how Joker has nothing to do with the DCEU. I don't quite care for the red on here, so I'm quite glad that Walt had put together some black and white shots in here, which is actually a little bit more favorable, a little bit more what Batman is, and so this actually shows a little bit better to me. It shows quite a bit better. Not sure whether the colors here are representative of what it looks like. Is it black on black? Is it gray and black on gray? Is it going to be blue? Is it going to be purple? I don't know. We don't know. Is this yellow? We gold? We don't know that until we actually see. So, but having it in red kind of really draws me into the Daredevil type of aesthetic there, and this could go into that route, kind of that angry, R-rated, maybe even bloody, maybe possibly. Can't even see the eyes. Does he even have eyes? Is his eyes are closed here? Are we gonna have some of that? Almost like that white eye light up too, just like in the comics. That part still not knowing right now, but I think this is actually, in my opinion, a good way to reveal the suit. Now, what do I think overall about the suit? Well, first of all, I think I can't see too much of it. I mean, I'm not totally excited about it. To be quite honest, it is interesting, and I can't wait to see it in action and how it flows and stuff like that. But I don't know. I mean, it does. It's not as bad as the Gotham suit. In the Gotham series, the Batsuit in Gotham series. But I don't know. It's because of the red color that they were showing, but it just doesn't have too much. I don't know. It just doesn't have too much. I don't want to say budget, or like a very blockbuster feel to it. I don't know. I mean, it just screams of a little bit cosplay, a little bit. But like I said, I don't know. We're going to have to see it in action. We're going to have to see how it flows and everything like that. And it could be representative of how his character, which they're teasing that this is like second year Batman, a year two Batman. He just slapped these things together, and it's not refined yet. Like this part's not refined yet. This part is a very much more technological than I would have imagined. But I want to see how tactical this is. It's almost like a cross between Christian Bale Batman with some of that Tim Burton type Batman to it, and I don't really know how to feel about it. I guess we gotta really see the whole thing. And also maybe so we can get a little better look at the textures and how this looks. But as in a starter introduction reveal to the Batsuit, I gotta say they're pretty successful in getting at least people kind of very interested, or at least wondering what's next for the Batman. I know there's a lot of people who don't like the suit at all. In comparison to Ben Affleck's Batsuit, this shies a lot in comparison. The Ben Affleck's Batman suit is just way better than anything any renditions ever put out in live action so far. And to me, this just feels like a step backward. It's its own thing. it's different, and it's showing its own character, and it's showing that the story, the way the story is going to be told is going to be different, just judging by the suit alone. And I just got to see more of it to really get excited about it. But right now, not too excited about it. It is interesting. It is a shocking to see that tech-based aspect to it, but I gotta see more. The music, it really is a simple song, a simple theme, but it does scream Batman, and it does have almost that. I want to say it does have that noir thing, that old 60s type, well, not 60s, 40s type of detective thing going for it, and it does have that to it. It's very ominous, and I think that actually makes it a little bit more compelling. Does show that part of it, so I'm really eager to see what else did they come. At this point, maybe a teaser would be pretty cool to see, and a lot more of that costume. So I'm guessing with all the light and shadows and stuff, they're really hiding some stuff, and so hopefully it will be put together well. And so, but yeah, still happy that Matt Reeves put out his own little clip here instead of people finding out on set and actually showing pictures of a very blurry and not very good lighting type aspect to it. So, but we'll see how it runs, how this works out. And let me know, are you intrigued? Are you excited? How do you like this costume, Batman costume, compared to others? And what do you think, like how this will turn out? All right, guys. Well, next, I want to just highlight this. I know I showed this poster here, but this guy, Saad Fanari, I don't know if I'm saying your name right, made some 4 posters. Great one with the red suit, but my favorite is probably the black suit, because we know Zack Snyder's Justice League will definitely have the black suit Superman in it, and this looks fantastic. This is probably one of my favorite posters so far. And it'll be interesting to see what Zack Snyder chooses, right? Because Zack Snyder has a lot to go through, right? Zack Snyder's JL fan posters says, "Thank you to all the amazing artists and passionate fans for your incredible work and overwhelming interest in Zack Snyder's JL fan posters event. Over 1,200 posters were emailed in from nearly 700 individuals. All submissions have been indexed and uploaded across all 3 platforms, which is the purpose of ZSJL fan posters. This Twitter account, the purpose of this, so they can compile and have Zack Snyder easily go through the account to look at all the posters and decide which one is the best. It's a great way of indexing, like it says, indexing and putting together, easy to search through it, through Zack Snyder's JL fan posters. As you know, Twitter accounts and Vero, it's very hard if you posting like crazy and going through different things. So I'm very happy that the group here, the TPZ team, Team Pro Zack, was able to put it together, a Twitter account, and put that together. So very smart, very good, and thank you everyone for submitting those posters. May the best art win, and it's great. It's a great celebration, and I've loved almost everything I've seen. Incredible artists everywhere sharing their art, sharing their work, sharing their creativity, and Zack was probably so appreciative and probably like looking at the Fantabulous thing, and probably a lot harder for him to pick just one, right? I know it's going to be super hard, as it's already super hard for the fans in itself. So, but tomorrow is 2/14, and Zack will probably announce the winner. I don't know if it's announcing this weekend or next week. Zack Snyder's JL fan posters account seems to say that the main event, which is the announcement of that, will be next week sometime. So we'll have to wait and see that as the Snyder Cut Art Festival that is, put together by RT Snyder Cut is underway for 214 in this entire weekend for you to submit your videos and art, your stories, there's that whole listing there within that 4 hours, and I'll link that to the description below so you know when to turn that in that 4 hours. But I propose, and I think hopefully many people agree, that tomorrow is 2/14. Tomorrow is February 14th, 2020. February 14th doesn't come very often. In fact, just once a year. And this year, I think, is a clear year that I believe everything will be resolved in this year for the Snyder Cut. And so I think this will be a great time to kind of celebrate, right? To kind of get together, to kind of, everyone just unite. It doesn't matter who you are, who you believed in. I feel and believe that even though we've fought and people have things that are against each other, that everybody in this movement have one thing in common. And that's the love for Zack Snyder. That's the love for Zack Snyder's Justice League, for Zack and all his work, for the cast and crew. I believe that we can all agree on one thing, and I think we should just hold that thought, that love for Zack Snyder and his work, and that push to release the Snyder Cut. I think we can all put aside other things you believe in or not believe in or whatever, right? And that you can reach down into yourself and say, you know what? There's one thing I can agree with you. There's one thing I can agree with that person and everybody around you that is within this Snyder Cut movement and the Snyder Cut fandom, is that we all want to release the Snyder Cut. Can we agree to that? Can we agree to that point, right? There is that one single thing that we can all agree on, and that's we want to release the Snyder Cut. So let's just take that part and celebrate it. Celebrate it tomorrow, because 2/14 is synonymous with Release the Snyder Cut fandom. It is synonymous with Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I think it would be a great way to promote this brand. Promote for Zack. Fight for Zack. You're here for Zack. We're here to get the Snyder Cut release. We're here to fight for Zack Snyder and his art, the creatives, and all the cast and crew, and everybody who has ever wanted to get their art shown and was stopped, was halted because of some corporation or somebody bigger than you that's trying to stop your vision from coming out. Let's fight for all of that. This is a great day. 2/14, February 14th, especially Pacific Standard Time, when Hollywood wakes up at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. 2/14 Friday. Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Let's get it trending. Why not? We've done it before. We've united that 1 week in November, and November 17th we were trending worldwide. We can do it again. And I promise you, greatness will come of it this year. Let us celebrate. Let us remember what we've done for the Snyder Cut movement, for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, for the cast and crew, enlightening the world, telling the world that Release the Snyder Cut is a major thing. It is bigger than us. It is bigger than you. It has become bigger than the studios themselves that's trying to stop this thing. And it is a major, incredible, huge phenomenon in pop culture today. And it's time to celebrate. Release the Snyder Cut of Zack Snyder's Justice League. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Get that trending. Release the Snyder Cut.